Okay, so I said I might do the burgers. I'm doing the burgers. All right. So mixture as we left it, and it has been sitting in the fridge overnight. So all those lovely flavors have just marinated into the mince meat, and now I'm going to actually pull it out, and I'm going to make the burgers. Now with these burgers, I am going to part bake them because this was frozen mincemeat, and so I can't refreeze it without starting the cooking process, but I'm not going to cook them the whole way through so that when it comes time to reheat, just they won't burn or be too dried out. All right, so I'm going to do part of this with cheese in it. So I'm going to start off with the ordinary burgers, and then I'm going to add some grated cheese into the mixture and mix it up and cook it off that way. So you gotta get your hands dirty. Let's get started. Now, when I'm doing a burger, I do like a decent sized burger. Skinny little, tiny little burgers within a big bap is absolutely no good. So give me something decent to bite into. And try and get it even all the way around. And there you go. All right. It is just bigger than the palm of my hand. And it's nice and thick. Now, I know they shrink when you actually put them in the oven, but I like to just put them in the oven, and then, as I say, they'll part cook, and then when it comes time to freeze them, I can just separate them and put so many into little containers or freezer bags. Now, also in this is the pureed onion, which you cannot see, so kids won't be aware that it's actually in there. And just to let you know, I cut these little squares, which will be used to separate the burgers whenever the time comes for me to freeze them once they've cooled after they come out of the oven. The smell of this is absolutely delicious. All those lovely herbs and spices, or herbs more than anything, and flavors that have gone into this. I do have a burger press, but do you know what? Rough and ready's as good as any, and it's less to wash up. So I can't say it enough. If your meat has been frozen, do not just refreeze or refreeze these burgers raw. You must partially cook them. So this is why I am now. There's 6 burgers and they are going into the oven at approximately 180, and I'll cook them for about 15 minutes or so. And let's move on to another few. You can make them smaller if you have young kids, or that you know yourself what they eat. I think I'm too pernickety on size, getting them all. Try to get them all around the same size. It actually makes it easier when you're cooking them. More plain ones, and then I'll do the cheese ones. And I think the cheese ones will be absolutely delicious to have that cheese mixed in. Again, just make sure those patties are nice and flat and try and keep them even. There you go. There are 10 that have 10 plain, and I'm just going to loosen this up, and then I'm going to wash my hands before I put the cheese in. Alright. And as I said before, cheese is just the cheese from Lidl. I like to buy it grated because it's mostly grated cheese that I use. I sometimes can't get it open. And the amount of cheese that you put in will be entirely up to yourself, depending on how much you actually like. So I've put 2 good handfuls in there, and I should get another, hopefully another 4 burgers out of it, and just mix it through to start with to try and get it all bound together. And then it's just a matter of lifting it out. Trying to get these the right size again. And there you go. One patty with cheese on. And what's great is if there's a clump of cheese, if you can even get it into the middle. And then when you cut into it, that cheese will just melt out of it. Sometimes when I use the actual cheese or the burger press, what I do is there's a little function on it where you can put a hole in the middle and both sides, so I would do that. And then put the cheese into the middle of it. And put the two burgers together. And then when you cut into it, you have that lovely melted cheese, but this way even you have the cheese melting around the burger. And it'll be just as delicious. Again, there you go. Plenty of cheese. Now, yesterday I said from this mixture that I made that I was hoping to get 15 or 16 burgers, and I am going to get 15 burgers out of this. I could have made them ever so slightly smaller. I could have taken my time, I could have weighed the ingredients, made every one of them the same size, but sure, there's no fun in that. Just get it done and dusted. So, and I would have got 16 out of it, but you know what? 15's just as good to us because there's only 3 of us in this house. So I can put these burgers away in batches of 3. And then again, just pull them out whenever I need something for dinner or want to make a burger for a snack. Now, I do have to get another tray, but as you can see, there's 9 there and there's 6 already in the oven. So that has given us 15 burgers, and I'm going to put these into the oven now. I'll just set them there for now. As you can see, these ones are cooking nicely. I'm just going to turn them over, drain of that fat, and then I'm just going to turn them over and put them back into the oven for another few minutes. Oh, the smell is absolutely delicious. It's turned over. Back in they go. I'm going to get another little tray here. Tin foil on it. I like to put the tin foil on it, just makes it so much easier. Trays so much easier to clean. set them on, set them in. And I'll take the first lot out in probably about 5 minutes and just let them sit and rest. So I will show you them once they come out. All right.